quick, who you voting for, man? Tell a nigga who you voting for, man. Who you voting for? Nah, man, don't leave no comments talking about who you voting for, man, because that's how a block party gets popping off around here. I've been doing this a long time, man. Years and years of popping off block parties, my nigga. We're very proficient at the block party, you know what I'm saying, arrangements around here, man. Don't leave none of them comments. I'm just saying like this, man. Who you gonna vote? Who you gonna vow for? How about that? Who you gonna vow for? Come on, man. Look at what they've been having us do, and ain't nobody's fault. We just been asleep. You want to know why you can't, get what you want? Oh, you want reparations? Nah, you don't want reparations. You want freedom, man. There's a big difference. You don't want a bunch of money. You want everything. See, when you want freedom, you want everything that's yours, man. That's yours by birth. You ain't making no deals, man. You Chickamauga, no treaty style, you know what I'm saying? So the way they keep us in captivity, the way they keep us asleep is by voting. And you say, but our ancestors died for a drop. They died to vote. Did they die to vow? They died for their rights to say yes or say no. They died for their rights. They say, yeah, I'll fuck with it. Or they'll say, no, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't messing with that. They didn't die for a right to make a vow to two evils, right? Because you always say it's the lesser of two evils. Trump or Biden, it's the lesser of two evil, right? Then you're admitting that both sides are evil. And you hear our brothers and sisters admit it time and time again. Yeah, I know that they hijacks and they hijacks. I know you can't trust them, but who you gonna vow to? You don't get no more sleep than that, man. Because you don't think you got no other options. That's called fear. Fear to break away from the system that has us vowing, that has us voting. Our ancestors died not to vote for demons. They died not to vote for devils. They died not to vote for two evils, lesser of two evils. They died to have a right, man. They died to get the hijack off their land, man. A right to be free, man. A right to till their land in peace, grow their crops in peace. They died for that. They died so you could have a right. Even a right to fight, man. And that might be the scary part. They got everybody nervous. That might be the part that they say, nah, man, I'd rather make a vow than fight. All right, well, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's take it from the top. What is a vote? Y'all here with me, man? Y'all rocking? We're going to have a good Shabbat. Check this out, man. What's a vote? Let's read it together. Vote. 1550s, give a vote to. 1560s, enact or established by vote. See, vote earlier, it meant to vow. V-O-W, right? Etymology. This is on Etymon, ETYMONLINE.com. To vow to do something, my knock. So who you vowing to? Ain't they supposed to be making their promises to you, their campaign promises? Q got his black people of the world, promises. Diddy's doing his Diddy Bop, for Biden now we divided on who we gonna vow to. Knowing that it's all jammed up. We are now divided. Oh, you Republican, you this, you with this guy, you with that evil, I'm with this evil. But a vote is a vow. A vote is a vow. A vote is a vow. You can't tell people in captivity, because you're getting beat down so much, we have two options. You can vow to this God or vow to that God. But what about our power? Yeah, I said this God or that God. Why did I say this God or that God? What's a vow? Let's go, man. We popping off. What's a vow? So a vote is a vow. And you're speaking English, so you gotta pay attention to the spelling, right? To the frequency of the sound, because everything is sound and vibration. Even if they change the definition over time, it still contains the same original vibration of the spell. You got to get out the spell. That's why you got to learn other languages outside this English spell, man. Spelling, right? Spelling, right? Curse, cursing, cursive, right? Vows, man. You're making a vow to their deities that's keeping you asleep. Every 4 years, it's a ritual. It's religious. To vote is religious, man. You're supposed to separate church and state, right? Nah. To vote is a religion. It's a ceremony. It's a ritual. Let's read about it. To vote, we just read in etymology, means to vow. What is vowing? It says to do what? To promise solemnly. Old French voir, vow, vow. Oh, there's a vow noun and a vow verb. But before we get to the noun, which is a person, place, or thing, Khan, what are you vowing to? A person, place, or a thing? Oh, you just thought you was in the action of voting. I know voting is an action. No, it's a noun. If vow is both a noun and verb, then vote is both a noun and verb. Khan? So it's a duplicity. It's thoth, right? it's the Hootie 101. It's duality 101. Choose your vote, right? Choose your vow. The action or the person. Well, let's talk action. I mean, in the action of promising solemnly, right? To make a solemn promise, we can go to 1828, Webster Dictionary, put in solemn, and what do we got? Solio, to be accustomed to use, that is, to hold on or continue, as we have one. So something you're holding on to and continuing, like, I don't know, perpetual bondage. But let's go. Anniversary observed once a year with religious ceremonies. Whoa. So solemn has to do with religious ceremonies. And a vow is a solemn promise. And solemn is religious ritual, ceremony. And a vow is a solemn promise or a vote. Got it. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. So once a year with religious ceremonies, the worship of this image. What's rule number one? Why do you think the Creator is so wroth with you that we can't snap out and start worshiping images? Images is solemn. A vow is a solemn promise. It's an image. It's also a person, place, or thing. We're about to get it. Let's go. Anniversary observed once a year with religious ceremonies. The worship of this image was advanced, and a solemn supplication observed once a year, or every 4 years we make a vote. Let's go right here. Number 2. Religiously grave. Solemn means religiously grave, marked with pomp and sanctity, attending with religious rites, rituals, the holy rituals, rites, and solemn feasts profaned. So we're talking about a profane feast, a profane ritual. Is a solemn promise a profane ritualistic promise? And that's your vote to who? Trump or Biden, or the powers they serve to keep you in captivity? Because when has Israel, when has the house of Yahshua, the Hebrew American Indian of Indian Superior, found right here in Greater Asia, called North America, when have we had to make a promise to their gods for our salvation? Ain't that what you want? To be able to wake up in true shalom, in true peace, just till your land, enjoy your garden, and enjoy your children. Ain't that all we're working for? We have a job, which means persecution in English. Let's go. Religious grave marked with pomp, sanctity, attending with religious rites, his holy rites and solemn feasts profane. Number 3, religiously serious, piously grave, devout, marked by reverence to God. Which God? Which God? Let's go. Vow, verb means promise, solemnly, rituals, right? And let's look at the person, place, or thing. Vow. Solemn promise, okay. From Latin votum, a promise to a God. A vow is a promise to a God. A vow is a promise to a God. And what is a vote? Vote. See, vote to vow. Let's highlight it. Let's highlight it. A vote is a vow. A vow is a solemn promise. Solemn is a religious ritual, but it's a vow, noun, person, place, or thing, which is a what? A promise, my naga. What? A solemn promise. A solemn promise to a God. A pledge, dedication, which is promise. A wish, you're making a wish upon a star. A desire, a longing, a what? A prayer. A prayer promising to their God. Come on, man. And who you voting for, my naga? You can't rewrite what this language means. But once you learn the truth, what are you going to do? When you look the creator face to face and say how many vows you've been making knowingly. Once you woke up, you knew you were making a solemn, ritualistic promise to their God. Whether it's the lesser of two evils, which evil will you make a solemn promise to? Put no power before your power, Manak. Is rule number 1 when we say keep the code. You keep the code, you separate all these hijacked powers that you're vowing to, you will have your freedom, and that's a promise. I mean freedom. No work, no paper money, no plastic. Gold, land, pure water. Shalom, peace. We got to stop making promises and vows, religious rites, sacred oaths to the lesser of what evils, Trump or Biden. Who you voting for, man? And what's rule number 1, my naga? Who could tell me rule number 1 up in our house? Exodus 20. And Hawa spoke all these words saying, I am Hawa, your power. We got our power. Who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out the house of bondage. That's crazy, because Naga, we in bondage. Hell is a state of being, man. Hell is a state of mind. You're the tail, not the head. You don't know who you are. You don't have land. You don't know where you're from. You don't know nothing about you. You've been erased. Yeah, you've been thoroughly erased. You've been thoroughly put in bondage and captivity right here. You want to snap out of it? Let's go. You shall have no other powers, right? No other gods before me. That's rule number 1. Don't have no other power, God, before me. A promise to a God is a vote. A promise to a God is a vow. You shall have no other gods before me. Shall not make unto you a graven image. What does it mean to be solemn? Managa. To be solemn is the worship of their image. The worship of this image was advanced with a solemn supplication. We're just talking solemn, which means we're just talking the vow, which is a what? Solemn promise to a what? God. Who you praying to? Huh? I mean, my naga, we just are talking the word vote. Who you voting for? Who you vowing to? And rule number 1 is don't put no power before your power. No graven images. Keep the code. Keep the code. Keep the code. Who you voting for, my naga? I'm only vowing to the Creator. We break the spell. Allah, wa, da, wa, da.